Hey, Sean here from SpeedCubeReview.com. I've got a package. Now this was open for inspection by the U.S. Customs and Border Protection. And that's because everyone is trying to get them hands on a GAN 11M Pro. Now I'm just pretty sure that this is the GAN 11. Oh yeah, it is. Okay, so there are 4 different versions of this. I was given one of them. I don't know which one it is, so we shall find out. Lovely box for this. Just feel like the box keeps getting upgraded with a fancier version, but we'll see until they run out of that option. Okay, we've got the card. Now there's a number here which I have hidden, and that is the warranty card. So if anything happens, you have the number for that. And we have this. What is this? Oh, Cube Station beginner tutorial app. Cool. A new box. Now, the box is really important. You really want to make sure that you hang on to that sort of thing and use it, because if you don't use a bag, which you could use a bag or the box.
I just came back in time to warn you about something that Sean didn't pay attention to, or past Sean didn't. So that thing that I just threw away, that's the instructions. Did you know that you can read instructions? I know, it's crazy, but check it out. It's some really cool stuff in there. I mean, I'm gonna like put it all right here and you can actually see some of the stuff. It tells you everything, like tensioning and settings and numbers, and there's no guessing. And then also, guess what? There's a little tool in there that you can adjust the magnet. Now that tool is also a little tiny screwdriver, so it's kind of exactly what I used before. But yeah, don't make the same mistake I did. Okay, I gotta go, so let's go back to old Sean.
Well, let's see if you can actually fit this in the bag. Yeah, you can do all of it, so keep it really protected. But this is really important, especially if you use lubrication. You know, just a little bit of dust from being in a bag with, or even just sitting on a shelf, can slow the puzzle down. This is new though. What is this? Okay, well, first off, that's really cool. I'm gonna try to open this up though. I'm a little worried. I don't know what it's, if something's gonna fly around. Okay, looks like I push in there. Okay, oh, this is a nice way of holding this. Before, these were in like a plastic bag, and I'm guessing those are for the corners. There's 8 of them, and it looks like those would go in the corners. So let's go right into this. Couple things. Matte plastic. This green is definitely brighter. I have a GAN puzzle around here somewhere. There we go. Okay, so this is my GAN 354, and let's just look at these colors. Blue looks a little bit lighter. Orange might be the same. It's hard to tell because we've got primary internals right now. Green looks a little bit lighter. I'm just wondering, maybe it's the same and just the primary internals are making it look like that. I have no problem with primary internals. It's been used a lot. You just kind of have to get used to that. I actually got a special edition GAN 356. Let me get that. I actually didn't even have to get up for it because I have it in this thing on my desk. But GAN X that has half brights and primary internals, and it was my favorite one to use. This is very light. Let's take a look at a couple of these things. So edge magnets cannot be adjusted. They're very close to this edge, which will tell you that it's going to have a pretty strong click. It doesn't mean the magnetic strength is strong, but the click will be, so it won't be very subtle. For the corners, okay, so we have this dial that says 1, 2, 3. And you just move that over for 1. And then, I don't know if there's a tool for that, or a screwdriver. And just move this over here for 2, and then 3. My assumption is that 3 would be the strongest. Then we also have these corner magnets, which are already in here, and then we have extras. There's a lot of stuff in here. So these go in and then lock into place with a turn. Are they extras in here? Okay, so these are different. One's hexagonal, one's triangular. It did look like on here, there's hexagonal and there's triangular. Okay, 159, 37, and 1.1. That must be, my assumption is, the strength of the magnet with setting 1, 2, and 3. Let's test this out. I'm going to put this back in here. Okay, so that's in there. And then, of course, you can take them out completely. And I'm going to keep this at, it was at 2 before. So first we're going to try just leaving it at 2. Swap these all out. Let me just do some turns. Very neutral. Right now, it's just very, very neutral. It's super light. I can't believe how light this puzzle is. This is insane. Like, I'm used to some weight, and this feels just like I'm turning paper. Like a paper origami puzzle. It's really nice. And according to this, the triangular ones should be a little bit lighter. So you do have to take the puzzle kind of apart a little bit to install these, but they install super easily. So now we have, it looks like 6 different magnet settings. Oh yeah, I already turned that one. Don't need to turn it more. 6 different magnet settings. The tensioning I haven't gone into yet. If you've seen any other GAN puzzles or you looked at anything from the XV2 or also the was it the XS? That you already know how that sets up. The blue part tells you how tight the puzzle is. So we have light blue in the middle and dark blue here, and there's 6 different settings that you can do for that. No, sorry, 4 different settings, 2 on each of these. So here we have 0, which opens it up, and then 2 and 4, and then 1 and 3. And I believe, let's just check this. Yeah, just from looking at it, I believe 1 would be the tightest and 4 would be the loosest. And then this trident sort of thing would adjust the elasticity. So there's so much you can adjust on this. The only thing that you can't really adjust, I think, is the weight, which, funny enough, when the GAN 356 was coming out, and I've talked about this a couple times in different videos, one of the first things that you could adjust with that was not magnets, because there were no magnets at the time. It was the weight. You could actually adjust the weight of it. So that's the one thing that you can't adjust with these. But they are very light puzzles. Okay, I will say my hands are a little bit full of lubrication right now because of all of this. So here's how I'm going to end the rest of this video. I'm going to do some solves. I'm going to do, I don't know, a bunch of solves. CFOP, RU, I'm going to put those in the video. And I'm going to do a voiceover talking about my thoughts on it. That way you've seen the unboxing, seen exactly what it's like to unbox it, see my confusion over what everything means, and that way you don't have to go through that and can know exactly what you're getting right out of the box. Can somebody remind me what the odds are with putting together a puzzle first try? I know for edges it's like a 50-50 of it being flipped. Then I think it's 50-50 of edges being in the right place, because you could have that like parity, or I don't know if it's 50-50, but then corners would be 1 and 3. Ugh, I don't exactly know. So that's not right. 1 corner's twisted. And then R perm. Okay, 1 corner twisted, not bad. And as far as these settings, let me check. Yeah, that definitely feels stronger now. We have these on 1. So this is actually the tightest the cube can be, which is tight enough where you can't see the edge of the corner, which is what I like. It still corner cuts over 45 degrees, and you can still corner twist a little bit. Okay, I'm going to experiment. I'm going to try to set this up with different tensions. I'm definitely going to tighten that clear part because I like still a little bit slower puzzle. We're going to see what we can do without lubrication, even though there is still lubrication on it. I'll do some solves, and I will see you in just a second. Okay, so I did a bunch of solves, and I'll put a couple CFOP ones, but I had some really nice RU ones. I'm going to do a lot of RU ones in this video up here. Now, I set everything to the tightest tension, so we have technically 9 different magnet settings. I have the strongest one set. There's 4 different tension settings, so I have the strongest one set for that, the tightest, which was set to the tightest when it came in. and then the strongest elasticity settings, the clear part of it. So I set that to the tightest. There's 5 of those, so 9, 4, and 5, however many possibilities. I'll put that in the video. There's that many possibilities to adjust this. Now on the tightest setting, it's an okay speed. It's what I like. But if somebody wants even slower, you definitely need some lubrication for this. If I was to encompass this puzzle into one word, it would be comfortable. It's such a light puzzle that I don't get tired solving it. I feel like I would get the same tiredness doing this than I would from actually turning the puzzle. It's so insanely light. I can't believe it. I actually almost wish it was heavier. I'm gonna try to take it apart and see how that's set up. One thing I wanted to note with adjusting the magnets, that little switch that's on the corner, not the one that's underneath for the core, but the corner one, turning the switch once adjusts all of them on that piece. So you just need to adjust 8 switches and you are all set. So it's really easy to adjust on the fly, although it's kind of a hard thing to turn, so you kind of need like a pencil, or I used a screwdriver. So as far as a puzzle that is super easy to turn, this is it. If you've ever felt that your hands get tired from turning a lot or you're solving a lot, this is the puzzle to get because it is so light. If you like heavy puzzles or just ones with a little more mass to them, I would suggest looking for the GAN X, especially the first version. I really like that one, but the second one is very similar to that. Now the one that I got has this matte finish. I don't know what the soft feeling one will be like, and I like the primary internals. Now I feel there's absolutely zero difference between turning with primary internals and black internal. Absolutely none. If anyone says there is, it's just continuing either from a rumor they heard, or it's because they tried one and it happened to feel different. But especially with any lubrication, you're not going to feel any difference in those plastics if they're the exact same plastics being used. So yeah, fantastic puzzle, very light turning. I will definitely be using it to just train algorithms, and if I'm going to be solving for thousands of solves, especially if I do, let's say, 1,000 solves in one day, I'm going to use this puzzle because I know my hands are not going to get tired with it. So thank you again for sending it out. If you order it from Speedcube Shop, make sure to use discount code SCR to save on your order and to help support the channel. Thank you very much for watching. Leave your thoughts and questions in the comment section below. Hit like and subscribe for more content like this in the future. And it's always stop by speedcubeview.com for more news and reviews.